As a brain doctor, I beg seniors, stop eating this fruit after 6 p.m. As a brain specialist, I must confess that there are certain things that, if you don't know them, could quietly place you in danger every single night. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with your leg muscles locked tight, the pain so intense you couldn't move, crying while shouting and massaging at the same time? Do you think that's just a harmless cramp? What I'm about to share will make you rethink immediately, because the culprit can sometimes be an innocent-looking fruit you eat after 6 p.m. And trust me, the second fruit on the list is even more dangerous. Do you want to know what it is? 1. The hidden risk mechanism of eating fruit late at night. If you're over 60, your body is operating under a completely different set of rules than it did when you were in your 30s or 40s. Have you ever wondered why foods you've eaten your whole life suddenly cause discomfort, insomnia, or pain at night? The truth is, after 60, your kidneys no longer filter potassium as efficiently, your pancreas reacts more slowly to sugar, and your blood vessels, after decades of pressure, become less elastic. What does this mean? It means that if you load up on sugar and potassium in the evening, especially from sweet fruit, your body may take hours to process them. And while you sleep, this process unfolds silently, but it's quietly creating dangerous changes. Imagine eating a serving of potassium and sugar-rich fruit at 8 p.m. The sugar will quickly spike your blood glucose, forcing your body to release insulin to manage it. But with reduced insulin sensitivity that comes with age, sugar lingers in your bloodstream longer, triggering low-grade inflammation in your vessel walls. Meanwhile, the high potassium load can disrupt the heart's electrical conduction system, leading to arrhythmias. Do you see how this creates the perfect storm for a night of risk, including severe cramps, stroke, or even heart attack? A Harvard study found that nearly 50% of people over 60 experience nighttime leg cramps at least once a week, with many waking up screaming from the pain. Another study published in PMC showed that sedentary individuals have almost 10 times the risk of nighttime cramps compared to those who remain physically active. So what happens if you combine a potassium-heavy meal, poor circulation, and mild dehydration as you fall into deep sleep? The answer is that your muscles can suddenly seize without warning, jolting you awake in fear. I want you to think about the last time you had a nighttime cramp. What did you eat before that? Could it be linked to the fruit you believe is healthy? In the next part, I'll reveal the first fruit, a sweet, convenient staple in almost every home that could be the hidden trigger landing you in the hospital. Are you ready to find out what it is?
2. Overripe bananas. Potassium and sugar overload. Let's be honest. How often do you see golden yellow bananas in your kitchen, dotted with brown speckles, their sweet aroma almost impossible to resist? Everyone says bananas are good for the heart because they're rich in potassium. But for people over 60, this very strength can turn into a double-edged sword. Did you know that when a banana becomes overripe, most of its starch has already converted into simple sugars? This pushes its glycemic index high, meaning sugar floods into your bloodstream almost immediately after eating. In younger people, the pancreas quickly releases insulin to clear this sugar from the blood. But at your age, insulin sensitivity has decreased significantly. Sugar lingers longer, causing inflammation in blood vessel walls and making them more vulnerable to damage. And don't forget, potassium in bananas, while essential, can build up if your kidneys no longer filter as efficiently as before. Just one overripe banana can deliver enough potassium to push blood levels in some seniors above the safe range. When blood potassium rises, the heart's electrical control system becomes unstable, increasing the risk of arrhythmias, one of the key triggers for stroke. I vividly remember the story of Margaret, a 76-year-old who prided herself on her healthy lifestyle. Every morning, she drank a smoothie made from 2 fully ripened bananas. One morning, she woke up dizzy, slurring her words, and minutes later was rushed to the hospital with a mild ischemic stroke. Tests revealed both her blood sugar and potassium levels were in the danger zone. A habit she thought was harmless had created the perfect storm in her circulatory system. Could you be unknowingly doing the same thing to yourself? The solution isn't to ban bananas altogether, but to eat them strategically. Choose bananas that are still slightly green at the stem. Eat half at a time and pair them with a protein source, such as a handful of almonds or a slice of cheese, to slow sugar absorption. Most importantly, avoid bananas in the evening when your kidneys and metabolism are at their slowest. But if you think bananas are a big problem, wait until you learn about the next fruit, a small, innocent-looking one that can trick you and quietly damage your blood vessels every single night. Can you guess what it is?
3. Grapes, the sugar bombs. Have you ever thought that a small handful of grapes could cause such a big impact? They look so harmless, sweet, juicy, easy to pop into your mouth without peeling or removing seeds. But for people over 60, especially those with poor circulation or managing blood sugar, grapes are actually sugar bombs wrapped in a delicate skin. The problem lies in their glycemic load. Although each grape is tiny, it's made up almost entirely of simple sugars, glucose and fructose, in a form your body absorbs extremely quickly. Eating just a large handful, especially on an empty stomach or in the evening, is enough to send your blood sugar soaring. When that happens, your blood vessels, already thinner and less elastic with age, are hit with a wave of inflammation. Over time, these repeated spikes promote glycation, producing AGEs, advanced glycation end products, that make vessel walls stiff and brittle, increasing the risk of clot formation. Does that sound familiar to the tingling or nighttime calf cramps you've experienced? I once met Evelyn Morris, 79, who started each morning with a full bowl of red grapes while reading. She believed she was making a healthy choice. But one day, while writing a birthday card, she realized her hand was trembling and she forgot how to write the word congratulations. It was a TIA, a transient ischemic attack. Tests showed her blood sugar had spiked dramatically and her inflammation markers were all high. Can you imagine how she felt when she learned that part of the cause came from those seemingly innocent grapes? If you still want to eat grapes, treat them as a dessert, not an unlimited food. Limit yourself to a small handful, pair them with protein or healthy fats, and absolutely avoid them in the evening. But don't feel too relieved just yet, because the next fruit doesn't just affect your blood vessels, it can actually turn your safe medication into a dangerous dose. Do you want to know which fruit that is?
4. Oranges and grapefruit, the medication disruptors. One morning glass of orange juice or a few fresh grapefruit segments may make you feel like you're starting the day right. But if you're over 60 and taking heart medications, blood pressure drugs, or cholesterol-lowering agents, this can be one of the most dangerous habits you don't even realize you have. Have you ever wondered why you sometimes feel dizzy, lightheaded, or notice irregular heartbeats even though you take your medicine regularly and at the correct dose? The answer may lie in a group of natural compounds called furanocoumarins, present in high amounts in grapefruit and, to a lesser extent, in certain oranges such as Seville oranges. These compounds can inhibit a key enzyme in the liver and intestines known as CYP3A4. Think of this enzyme as your body's drug processing plant. When that plant is shut down by furanocoumarins, medications are not metabolized and cleared at the normal rate, leading to accumulation in the bloodstream. A dose that is usually safe can become too strong, causing sudden drops in blood pressure, arrhythmias, or even intracranial hemorrhage. I remember an older patient who was taking a calcium channel blocker to control her blood pressure. Every morning, she swallowed her pill with a glass of grapefruit juice, thinking it was healthy. After a few weeks, she began to feel dizzy and fell when getting out of bed. Blood tests showed her drug level was more than double the safe range, even though the dose hadn't changed. Isn't it alarming that a single fruit can disrupt your entire treatment plan? The solution is straightforward. If you are taking statins, calcium channel blockers, or anticoagulants, avoid grapefruit and grapefruit juice entirely. With oranges, separate the time you consume them from when you take your medications to reduce risk. But don't breathe easy yet, because the next fruit can rob you of sleep, dehydrate you, and thicken your blood while you're asleep. Perfect conditions for a nighttime stroke. Do you want to know what it is?
5. Watermelon. Double diuresis. Nighttime hemoconcentration. When it's hot, a cold slice of watermelon seems like the perfect thirst quencher. But if you're over 60, especially if you're on diuretics or blood pressure medications, eating watermelon in the evening may be the reason you wake up at night dizzy or worse. Have you ever wondered why you feel dry-mouthed, unsteady, or heavy-headed in the early morning, even though you drink enough water the night before? Watermelon is over 90% water, but it's also rich in citrulline, an amino acid your body converts to arginine, which then increases nitric oxide. Nitric oxide dilates blood vessels, which sounds beneficial, but it also increases renal blood flow and stimulates diuresis. When combined with the diuretic you're already taking, the effect is like pressing a double accelerator, making your body lose fluid more rapidly overnight. I recall Howard Lynn, 82, who often ate 2 large slices of watermelon after dinner to hydrate before sleep. One morning, he stood up from bed and collapsed. Evaluation showed clear dehydration, thicker than normal blood, hemoconcentration, and a recent mild stroke. Do you see the irony? What he believed would hydrate him actually contributed to thicker blood and created the conditions for clot formation during sleep. If you love watermelon, eat it in the morning or at midday, when your body can rehydrate more easily. And if you're on a diuretic, talk with your doctor before making watermelon a routine. But the story doesn't end here. The final fruit I'm about to discuss is not only high in sugar, but can also trick the liver, causing your medications to build up to dangerous levels. Can you guess which fruit it is?
6. Mango, the double threat. Sugar plus drug interaction. Mango, just the name, brings to mind a sweet fragrance, silky texture, and the feeling of indulging in a gift from summer. But if you're over 60, especially if you're taking heart or blood pressure medications, mango can be a deceptively sweet danger. Have you ever thought that just a few slices of mango before bedtime could harm your heart and brain? The first issue is sugar content. A single cup of ripe mango slices contains nearly 23 grams of sugar, equivalent to a small can of soda. Eaten in the evening, this sugar load can cause a rapid blood glucose spike, triggering inflammatory responses in your blood vessels precisely when your body should be resting and repairing. This is particularly dangerous for those with prediabetes or diabetes, a group already at a significantly higher risk for stroke. The second, lesser-known problem, mango contains a compound called mangiferin. While it does have certain benefits, mangiferin can interfere with liver enzymes responsible for metabolizing many medications, similar to how grapefruit inhibits CYP3A4. The result is drug accumulation in the bloodstream, turning an otherwise safe dose into one that's dangerously strong. I recall William Booker, 83, who replaced his evening cookies with dried mango, hoping for a healthier snack. Just a few weeks later, he began waking up dizzy, and one morning he collapsed. Tests revealed his heart medication levels were abnormally high, despite no change in dosage. The main culprits: concentrated sugar and mango's effect on the liver. You see, not all fruits are good at all times, especially when your body has changed with age. Now that you know about these 6 fruits, how will you adjust your habits to protect your brain and heart? From concern to proactive brain and heart protection. We've just gone through 6 seemingly harmless fruits that carry hidden risks for those over 60. Overripe bananas, grapes, pineapple, watermelon, oranges and grapefruit, and mango. Do you see the common thread? It's not that fruit is bad, but that your body at this age reacts very differently than when you were younger. What was once healthy at 30 can become risky at 70, especially when combined with medications or chronic conditions. The most important thing I want you to remember today is this: your brain and heart health deserve to be protected through smart daily choices. Eat fruit strategically, smaller portions, better timing, paired with protein or healthy fats, and most importantly, discuss food-drug interactions with your doctor or pharmacist. Have you ever asked your doctor, which foods should I avoid when taking this medication? If today's information has opened your eyes and helped you recognize a seemingly harmless but dangerous habit, share this video with your family and friends, because a single reminder could prevent a stroke or heart attack. And I want to hear from you. Of the 6 fruits we discussed today, which one surprised you the most, and why?